Okay, we're live. I guess better late than never. As we start yet another session of the Liches with some technical issues to make it everything more fun. I guess Vecna is glitching not only all the timelines, but also our systems. It's a tough campaign to run. There's always something to in the last minute. All right, so starting today, welcome back for all of you who've been following this crazy, humorous, horrific, and campaign, somewhat ironic as well. Usually, when you hear about timeline shenanigans, it's all about splitting timeline, paradoxes, or wiping someone from existence because you convinced their grandfather to go out with a different woman or something like that. But no, but this is a story of, as we are learning, of two timelines that merged. They merged together, colliding in a way that left the multiverse with an overabundance of liches and overlapping destinies, I guess I should say. Yes, at the start of our tale, we followed a band of 6 liches, the 9 o'clock liches, featuring one particular member different from our current protagonists, which was this blade-singing wizard named Necrolumpa. This party, the last time we saw them, the last time we told a story from their perspective, they were delving inside a famous death house where they uncovered Cass' treachery. He was disguised as someone else and lurking among them, and they managed to actually defeat Cass. Well, it was a short-lived victory, but they defeat Cass in this and prevent him from seizing the opportunity to escape with one of the pieces of the rod. In that timeline, the creek of that timeline, one of our protagonists has taken that fragment, and in that timeline, we came to learn last session, the original Zero was the one who took the vestige of the Evening Glory, the goddess of obsession and love, or should I call obsessive love. Quite the team for Zero, who is very obsessive, very obsessed about getting back the love of his life, Asta, who died in a lichdom ritual that was instructed by Vecna. Apparently, the cost of Zero's lichdom was his wife, and he was not aware of this when he signed up the contract. So he ended up wanting revenge on Vecna that misled him. The bad snake oil salesman who told you that lichdom was going to be a walk in the park and that both you and your wife were going to live happily ever after. Turns out that really didn't pan out. So in the original timeline, apparently this Zero merged the vestige of the Evening Glory with his phylactery and became quite pretty. His skin never looked better. He looks quite nice now with all this with all the powers that the vestige of that goddess gives him, and even the party couldn't recognize him at first. Quite nice. And meanwhile, in a kind of a fateful stroke of bad phrasing, around episode 12, the Lich god Vecna, fed up with his insufferable apprentice, Drazov, who relentlessly nagged Vecna to have access to his Book of Vile Darkness, the Lich god has carelessly sighed, "I wish Necrolumpa were my disciple instead of this idiot, or instead of Drazov, instead of you." And I'm paraphrasing. And just like that, reality shattered and reformed in 2 parallel timelines, which we came to learn from Zero's theory, were apparently just 10 minutes apart. Those 2 timelines merged, and they collapsed into a single one, duplicating our number of protagonists and creating a baffling undead mess across this story. And since episode 12, let me actually give a visual to our audience. Since episode 12, our party, we've been telling the tale from the point of view of the second timeline party, or the left-hand horrors, as they call themselves. And but that doesn't mean that the other ones, our original protagonists, were never there. They were. In fact, they were scattered all over the place. As it turns out, the two copies of this party, of our protagonist party, have taken different strategies to find the pieces of the Rod of Seven Parts, which, by the way, there are also two of that now, thanks to the merging of the two timelines. The second party, the secondary party, the one we start to tell the tale from, and the one we continue to tell the tale from that perspective now, they call themselves the Left-Hand Horrors. And in this alternative version, the party has the sixth member of the party is not Necrolumpa but Drazov, who replaced Necrolumpa. So there's an evil Drazov and a less evil Drazov, I guess, and an evil Necrolumpa who is disciple of Vecna, and a less evil Necrolumpa who is helping the party to defeat Vecna. In this alternative, it turns out that while the first party decided to scatter around the multiverse to cover more ground and try to recover on a one-on-one basis each piece of the rod, the left-hand horrors decided that they went for the turtle strategy. They went slowly but surely, and eventually, of course, both parties start to collide. First, we start to see the existence of two Volcars, the patron of this party, which was once an exarch of Vecna, and the Volcar, now known as Volcar the Freethinker. And we found two versions of him in the Sanctum in Sigil. The second one arrived just 10 minutes later than the first one. And slowly but surely, we start to see more and more of them. When we lost one of our creeks to an incidental comet shower falling on his head and creating a 1 mile long crater, it turns out that there was a second one right there, a spare, who coincidentally came to the same place and was looking for the same piece of the rod as the left-hand horrors were. But this creek was the one from the original party, the 9 o'clock Liches, and it turns out he has a piece of the rod himself, from one of the rods, of course. And yes, a lot of other anomalies, like the one I just explained about original Cyril, when in the second timeline, the person who took the vestige of the Evening Glory and that fell in love with her was Ronaldo. You also learned that the left-hand horrors were just scramble across the multiverse as they're jumping from one place to another, chasing this elusive rod and trying to and they keep bumping against curveballs. Recently, they discovered that the Mother of Dragons is named Vecna and not Tiamat, and it seems that the Vecna is starting to erase the gods of the multiverse and replacing himself as the only god. And he's, of course, enacting his plan while the party is scrambling trying to find this rod. Turns out that Creek found the two versions of the Creek bumped against each other last session, and yes, Creek has made the difficult choice of merging himself, not to give advantage to his enemies. So he cast a wish to merge himself, and he got lucky. It worked as intended, did it? And it turns out there's only one Creek now. And you also learned that you lost one of the versions of Volcar. Turns out that Volcar, each version of the Volcar had themselves one piece of the rod, the exact same piece, the one in the middle. But one of the Volcars stayed in the Sanctum in Sigil with Alustro Silverhand and Tasha the Witch Queen, and he had this crucial fragment of the rod. However, it turns out that Alustro and Tasha were running in their sanctum an unsanctioned portal from Sigil. And that's not something that is tolerated by the Lady of Pain. And the Lady of Pain has sent Alustro, Tasha, and one of the versions of Volcar with his piece of the rod into a maze. And well, once you go to a maze created by the Lady of Pain, good luck with that, trying to get out of there. So without it turns out that with that it makes nearly impossible for anyone to complete one of the rods fully. Thankfully for our party, it turns out that they have 5 pieces of the only rod that right now can be completed. Let's take a quick look into how that looks like now for our audience. So there are 2 pieces of the rod, and they're two rods. There are 2 pieces of the center rod that was with Volcar, and one of them, unfortunately, or maybe is a stroke of luck, depends if you are, you know, a glass half full, glass half empty kind of person. And one of Volcar's is now in a maze. Now, the party suspects that it was Kaz who tipped off the Lady of Pain about the unsanctioned portal, as he keeps passing himself for Mordenkainen. Also, in the previous session, we came to learn that from original Midge was after returning from a failed trip, from a bust of a trip that she did to the Abyss, trying to retrieve a piece of the rod, and now we're talking about that Midge over there. She came back to Sigil to meet the rest of the party in the sanctum, like they agreed. When she arrived at the sanctum, it was empty, but there was someone suspicious coming out of the building. So she followed that person in her shape of air from a safe distance, in her shape of wind, that she used. It's almost like a signature move to Midge. She trailed that person into the mortuary, and in the mortuary of Sigil, she discovered that that person was Kaz. And they had a little chat, and turns out Midge came to learn, almost by accident, that that her party had gathered more pieces of the rod that she had anticipated. The horrors had acquired, the 9 o'clock liches had acquired 5 pieces of the rod. How is that even possible? Kaz is always an opportunist, and he was holding 2 pieces of the rod that are exactly the same. He has one version of himself that is carrying 2 pieces of the rod, and one version of him that is carrying 3 pieces of the rod. One from each timeline. And it turns out that he was willing, and he was proposing to switch for an exchange. He would give 2 copies to the 2 spares, the 2 copies of the piece of the rod that he has and that the party does not have, in exchange for 2 pieces of the rod he doesn't have. So seems like a fair trade rather than mutual annihilation by attacking each other. And it turns out that that Midge apparently took the deal, and then she came to learn that was even a better deal that she anticipated, because she was not aware, that version of Midge was not aware that there is one of the rods that cannot be completed. So if they give 2 pieces of that rod to Kaz, they basically block his progress. Assuming they take the right 2 pieces of the rod, of the first one there on the top, they will be able to complete finally the 7 pieces altogether. And yes, in order to have 5 pieces of the rod, we have, for lack of a better word, secondary Midge, Drazov, and secondary Cyril, original Volcar and original Creek having 5 pieces of the rod altogether. So they had to mix and match the different members of timelines in order to be ahead in this race. And yes, so what else happened in the previous session? The party was now aware that their destinies are tangled. They ventured after venturing in the Blightsmurf village. They came back and defeating Mr. Sunfall and Necrolumpa. I guess I should say Mr. Sunfall defeated himself because he just came up with this inability to cast spells and dispels magic, even to dispel a fog. He even was nicknamed in an endearing way, Limp Biscuit. And yes, it seems that the frustration that the party and even Necrolumpa piling on him have created such a distraction to Mr. Sunfall that he couldn't cast a single spell. And eventually the party left with the information they went there to pick up, which is indication where Cass was. Now let's talk about a little bit about Cyril and what he did in the last session. Original Cyril, as we learned in the last session, went back to his lair. Upon arriving there, he encountered this seagull, humanoid celestial named Steven Seagull, who is there to avenge all the suffering that Cyril has caused to his community of seagulls across the multiverse. And it turns out that that was a very tough fight. For Cyril. Seems that celestials are his weak points, and it's his Achilles heel, and it turns out that, or maybe it's seagulls, who knows? It turns out that he, for whatever reason, that vestige of the Evening Glory seems to have a subtle influence on everyone who's around. It starts to be nicer and nicer with Cyril, and it turns out even his enemy decided to throw him an olive branch and told him that proposed him that if he makes a public apology and kiss his ass or his cloaca, he will allow Cyril to live for a random numbers of years between 1 and 100. And before coming back for Cyril again to destroy him. Well, Cyril took the deal because he had better things to do with his day than to just fight a Celestial or have to revive from his phylactery again. And then he headed back to the Necro Tree to discuss with the rest of the party that turns out he went to Mechanus for nothing. When he got there, Primus had already given his piece of the rod to Mordenkainen, which was Cass in disguise. So yeah. Let's not forget that the seagulls apparently pooped all over the house and made a Jackson Pollock painting out of Cyril's bedroom. Now, let's talk about Dr. Drazov. Or should I say Dr. Azov, the original. Dr. Azov, the original, disciple of Vecna, was in his laboratory doing his studies when those annoying other disciples of Vecna come to nag him again. Mr. Sunfall and Necrolumpa's simulacrum, because, well, she always sends her simulacrum. She never goes herself. And it turns out the both of them arrived there because there were some orders from Vecna. There was Vecna wanted Dr. Azov to eliminate his doppelganger, and Vecna came to his laboratory himself to give that order, dismissing Mr. Sunfall and assigning Necrolumpa's simulacrum to go with Dr. Azov across the multiverse, kill his other self, or destroy his other self, the alternative version of himself. That's what he was ordered to do, and retrieve the piece of the rod that other self had. And well, it turns out that he was ordered to do that, and then he was ordered to deal with another annoying issue. This false Lich of Vecna who got out of hand, apparently is doing his own thing now, named Morrigan or Mercigan, and Dr. Azov also needs to clean that mess to prove that he's useful, I guess, to the Whisper one. And mostly the motivation is because he wants to read one of the pages of the Book of Vile Darkness, and that was the promise. That's the carrot on the stick that Vecna gave to Drazov. And on that note, Drazov managed to remember at the end of last session. Drazov managed to remember where was the location that is the rendezvous of the party. Yes, it turns out that both Drazovs have such an entangled mess of a brain that they are they can remember things that the other one remembered, and that only happens with Drazov because he has this curiously this curious mind that had suffered the side effects of failed experiments over the years, and created such a fractal mind that that information just gets stuck there. Not even merging two timelines managed to fix that. And yes, Drazov has remembered the location of the Necro tree and had it there, pretending to be not Dr. Azov, but Drazov, and with Necrolumpa, and they just arrive, and that's where we left off in the last session. But before we head back to that mess, let's say hello to our protagonists tonight. Unfortunately, Midge is a little bit sick, so the player won't be able to join us tonight. I hope he feel better soon. And we have Cyril, Creek, and Drazov, or Dr. Azov, joining us tonight. Creek, it's a walking contradiction, I guess, but at least you are now the only Creek left, the Bard of Death, the one and only dead man playing for the living. Creek seeks revenge and redemption through his epic ballads and necrotic riffs. So, in rhymes. Creek, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight, now that there can only be one.
Well, I will say I don't feel like two sides of the coin anymore. I feel like the whole piece of the pie here. Granted, I wish my muscles didn't stop aching, but hey, at least I got a signature for myself. You know how cool that is?
Very well, very well. And then we have Cyril, our Twilight Prince. Once a scholar of the arcane, now he's a tragic romantic, having fused his phylactery with the vestige of the goddess of obsessive love. He's an undead, but oh, he's so dreamy now. Cyril, say hello to our audience. Tell us how you're feeling tonight.
Hello. I am feeling fantastic. I just want it to be known out there, not to mention it too loudly, or my wife will hear you from the dead, and we can't have that. She cannot come back an angry woman, because that will not make a happy Cyril. So that's the goal. Keep it on the hush-hush that I have a woman in my phylactery. We'll keep that between all of us and the fans, and we'll be good.
Oh boy. That always ends well. Keeping a secret. For how long can Cyril keep a secret from his wife?
It's never that long, man. Let's be real.
My heart is big enough for the two of you. Good luck with that. And then we have Drazov, this our curious, horrific experimenter, twisted and brilliant wizard with a penchant for experimenting or anything that doesn't run fast enough, I guess, becomes somewhat a potential subject for Drazov. As we came to learn, he's very obsessed about the Book of Vile Darkness. He can't give a damn about the Rod of 7 Parts. But if the rod will help him get the book,
match with these fools, and then I will have access to the book, as is promised by the Whispered One. Now it seems like a fair deal.
Yes, yes, indeed. And all right, so we continue tonight then, as the party now has a lead on Kaz. I forgot to mention Kaz and Midge did book in 2 days to meet back in the Sigil mortuary to exchange their pieces of the rod. And turns out that Kaz also revealed that there are two Kaz. One of them is a demigod and can get into Sigil. So only one of the versions of the Kaz can get into Sigil. The one that is not a demigod, that is coincidentally the one that didn't become a giant creature, a colossal, titanic-sized creature, and destroy the Death House. Is the other one, the smaller one. And yes, the party now has some good leads, and they discover that, but there is also some troubling revelations about this campaign, which is the Vecna's grip on reality is tightening. The party is running out of time. They discover that the goddess Tiamat no longer exists. In her place now is Vecna, the mother of dragons. In the myths and in history has replaced her, and now we return to into this to where we left off from the standoff between the mixed members of parties and the Dr. Azov and Necrolumpa, who they don't know yet that they are the wrong versions of the disciples of Vecna, the evil versions of their party members. And on that note, I'll let you guys discover that on your own. So finally, you're all here. It was about time. We have to gather all the pieces of the rod, and then we have to go for the other two, so that we backstab that Lich queen on the back. What do you guys think? Huh?
Yes, it is good to see you, my colleagues. Yes, I have returned to you, Il Bractul the Incontinent.
Okay, that sounds like him. Roll deception, Dr. Azov.
He just said I was a good comrade. I'm what?
Against all of our perception.
These insights. Oh, good luck.
Yeah. Fortunately, poor roll.
And you guys see Necrolumpa's is a simulacrum. There can only be one creek. You are. It seems that you get inspiration at the start of the session. First roll, first nat 20. Great job. Another day, another nat 20.
More inspiration for Krieg.
More inspiration for Krieg, because he didn't have enough. And
hey, if you've already got inspiration, Dr. Azov could use some.
Alright, I'll give you that for the inside of
No, give it to Dr. Azov. Don't do that.
Dr. Azov gets it.
Pretty Cyril will take it. Pretty Cyril will take it.
You're not that pretty.
It does seem that now you are all finally gathered together. It took quite a few days for us to put this party all together again. Particularly how difficult it is for liches to keep a schedule and to be on time for their appointments. It's such an easy thing to do, and yet punctuality seems to be a weakness among the liches.
well,
I mean, Landro, when we have all of the time in the world and don't have to worry about eating, don't have to worry about sleeping, it all just seems to roll into another, so you may forgive us.
Well, I have all the time in the world. I don't need to sleep, I don't need to eat, and yet I still arrive on time.
I will be honest, Landro, I don't think I've scheduled an appointment at all since I've seen these guys, but I will start doing that if punctuality needs to be something I need to correct.
Hey, I'm just saying, I always arrive, you know, in a range from the agreed time. It's a security measure, you know? If people always know exactly when you arrive, they can ambush you. If they are always guessing, they can't.
Yeah, what he said. What he said.
Yeah, Cyril.
That is indeed a logical response and a logical approach. I understand better now. Forgive my intrusion.
We'll forgive you this time.
Yes. Those are crystal creature. Landro, was it? Yes. We will forgive you this time. Just this once.
Guys, so now that we are all together, what should we do? Shall we put all our pieces of the rods together?
You know, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with doing that. It's a little open here, you know.
Original Cyril doesn't really have a piece of the rod, does he?
That's why he's embarrassed, Legend. He doesn't want to be shown up by the rest of the party.
It turns.
Which, I've heard that there are. I've heard some rumors that there is another version of me, a pretender to the throne, so to speak, who might be creeping around, and I would very much like to dispose of this imposter. Does anyone have any leads on where he might be?
Look, I don't think your pretender could be such a bad guy. Wait, did we find me yet? Hold on. And Creek's having a hard time just trying to remember him. They're not bad people, right? Has our pretenders done anything to us?
Well, let me put this way. There is a version of Drazov that is absolutely insane. It's going mad by the second. But at the same time, it's working to the same goals as we are. It has aligned interests. And then there's a version of Drazov that is a shitty apprentice of Vecna, but still a dangerous one who likes to do experiments with people, and with whatever he finds. So it's quite evil guy. You might want to steer clear of him, as well as the evil Necrolumpa, the one that is also an apprentice of Vecna. Now that's a dangerous lich. You really want to steer clear of her, and then but yes, I have no idea where you would find him. Probably in Vecna's lair once we go there to kick his ass.
I wonder if that version of Drazov likes me. The other one always doesn't trust me.
Well, I cannot imagine why. I mean,
Are
you
you-
seem like a very capable lich.
So Creek, you suspect that there's something wrong with this Drazov, but you always suspect that there's something wrong with this Drazov, but you don't know what it is. Not yet, at least, because you can't find a reason why the other Drazov would know this location. So that was never shared with anyone from the cult of Vecna or anyone close to Vecna. Also, they can't scry you here. They can track you here. That's the reason why you come to the Necro Tree. So it seems that this should be a safe place, a safe location. So despite you think there's something odd with Drazov, you can't put your finger yet on what it is.
Look, Drazov is just as suspicious as Cyril is hot.
I mean, I can accept that. I don't see anything wrong with that.
I appreciate that I am just that darn suspicious.
Or that I am that darn
No.
not.
You always distrust Creek. There's nothing out of the normal.
And Necrolumpa sends a message in your mind telepathically, Dr. Azov, and she says,
Let's not waste a lot of time. Let's try and disperse them, and then we take them down one by one. They would be faster.
He sends a telepathic message back. You know, it was bad enough when you were just talking out loud, but now that the nails on the chalkboard are inside my brain, it is so much worse. Just so much worse.
you get inspiration, Dr. Azov. All right. So Volkar is also suspicious, and he say, "There is something is extra odd with you today, Drazov. Did you sleep on the wrong side of the bed? You know, can someone how do we know he's not Kaz? I mean, Midge met with Kaz. Midge, were you followed?" I'll try and do my best, Midge.
Not that I know of.
That's a great mage.
To be fair, I do not sleep on a bed. I do not sleep on either side of a bed. Do not sleep on a bed at all. So that question is not really sure what you're going for.
Well, I have to say there's gotta be a next step now. As you guys know, the most strategical thing for me to do is to just sit my ass around here and protect the most important member of this party. And as before, he sits back on the necro tree, put his feet up. He says, "Well, you guys, I guess we have to come up with some sort of crazy strategy to deal with Kaz." And Necrolumpa says in your brain, Dr. Azov, telepathically,
Wait. Don't just attack them now. Let's try and discover what is that they know about Kaz. Maybe we can get even more pieces of the rod, and then bring a pleasant surprise to the boss.
And again, telepathic message back. Ugh, just so much screeching in my brain. Yes, I get it. Yes. Just stop with the screeching.
Creek is gonna talk. I'm unaware of what's going on. Says, "Well, if we're gonna deal with costs. He did propose a trade. Are you suggesting something else?"
"Well, I suggest you prepare for some sort of ambush. Kaz is not an idiot. He's not gonna follow through with his plan. You guys need contingencies. A plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E, a plan F. You know, that's the one when you F up."
Well,
Yes, I agree with Volkar. I think that you should go on ahead, and Necrolupa and I should remain here as a backup. And when things inevitably go wrong, we can sweep in and save the day. We can provide extra support when things go terribly, terribly wrong, as they inevitably will.
And
tempting, but
Seems okay to me.
wouldn't it be better to have Necrolumpa instead and have you and Cyril back here? Necrolumpa's quite a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, I suppose that could also work.
Midge somehow is believing you. She just roll a nat 1 on insight. She's just going with the flow. She's like,
It's not that simple. It turns out that we are gonna have to get another piece of the rod if we want to change 2 pieces with cars.
Yes. See, Mitch makes an excellent point. And that's a 30-20 on persuasion. I think we should listen to our little fungal friend here.
Am I rolling persuasion too?
So, you can roll. Yeah, you can roll insight. So, as a reminder of your strategy right now, it turns out that you guys managed to accidentally put together 5 pieces of the same rod. You got some luck on the dice, or maybe it was fate, or maybe it was some distorted number from or just a disturbing joke from the multiverse or something like that. Well, then you have 5 pieces of the rod, and Kaz that you've met is proposing to trade 2 pieces that he have that are duplicated with you. Now, if Kaz trades the 2 pieces from the wrong rod, you won't be able to complete this rod. If he trades the 2 pieces of the right rod, you have the 7 pieces. Now, Kaz knows that you guys have... He knows that you guys have more pieces of the rod, as he revealed that to Midge. He might not know that you have all the 5 pieces already. So he doesn't know that... He may or may not know that if he provides you the right 2 pieces of the rod, you have a complete rod. Also, he's probably not aware that he just shot himself on the foot by sending Volkar into a maze, because that blocked a second rod to be completed. This is the piece that Necrolumpa switched with Trazov, and that she has right now. However, if you want to give 2 pieces to Kaz without having to trade one of the 5 pieces of the same rod you have to find one of the other 2 pieces that are still missing from the second rod, and if you are to do that, you're gonna have to go somewhere and retrieve that, and you have 2 days to do so. Now, I can see that Creek is suffering from wish stress. Can you tell us, Creek, how long is your wish stress? How many days?
3 days, I believe, that I rolled. 3 days.
3 days, and your strength is 3 for the next 3 days. Let me override your score. Your strength is 3 for the next 3 days. And today, before you take another long rest, any spell that you cast is... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong Creek.
I've been under wish stress for a lot in this campaign.
Yes, indeed. So you are suffering the wish stress, and today every level of spell you cast will give you another D10 of necrotic damage, which it's unavoidable. It bypasses resistance and everything. So you take the damage every time you cast a spell. So with that, you might find yourself quite limited in your options during a battle. So Creek, what would you like to do with this information?
Regarding my wish stress, or regarding what to do with cast?
Both.
Well, it's 3 days, and even if I rest, I won't be able to be done until cast is done. I'll fight and such, but I'll have to stay with someone else. I cannot go solo. Creek has been in many fights before under wish stress. He's found alternative ways across it.
And Necrolumpa says,
Don't you think you're gonna be a bit useless? Perhaps Zero and Midge and myself, we can go and we find the other piece of the road. Why, Dr. Azov, Drazov stays here with all of you, with you and Vokar, since Vokar doesn't seem to be going anywhere and you are so stressed.
I mean, for me personally, I think Creek is a great addition, regardless of how stressed he is. He brings up morale with his amazing songs, and his overall good attitude, I think, is very needed for a group. What do you think?
and that reminds me, Dr. Azov, you gotta roll, it's a charisma check, right? Original Zero. Because you are within 30 feet of Cyril, you are within an aura. You are within an aura of obsession. DC 20 charisma saving throw. So you're not.
Raw charisma, though, right?
Yes, it's yeah.
His charisma.
Otherwise, he's just irresistible to you. He's just irresistible.
To me, Drazov. To me.
We would have passed that.
Among all the ones here, Drazo, for whatever disturbing reason you think Cyril is the most interesting one, you would like to do some experiments with him if you had the chance. Perhaps you could bring him back to your laboratory and show him, some of your pets or the instruments you have and all the sorts of paraphernalia you have. So,
yes. On second thoughts, everyone, I think the rest of you should go on ahead to meet with whoever. I think that Cyril and I should hang back. Maybe return to my laboratory, where I might show him some of my experiments and make him some of my experiments. I mean, I think I would. Yes. Yes. I think we should hang back as backup or whatever.
I think that's a great idea. Perhaps Zero and Drazov and I can go to Drazov's laboratory and we can figure something out.
Not you, Necrolumpa. No, you should go with the others. You and your piercing voice should go with the others.
But Zero would like to stay close to me, right, Zero?
No, it would not.
I'm gonna go whispering Creeks here and just go, hey man, what's going on with everyone today? Like, I know I have a new cologne on, but it's a little bit too much. Do you agree?
I don't know either, Cyril. Granted, you look like, to them, the hottest eligible Lich bachelor. I think they're trying to what they call lay the moves on you.
I don't even know what these moves are. As you can tell, I'm not much of a dancer.
You want to take you to his laboratory alone and show you things? That's basically inviting you to his house and have dinner.
Now everybody knows that I'm Cyril's favorite, so he'll be coming with me.
Guys, I really do appreciate the flattery, but I think out of everyone here, Creek's the only one who's being normal, so I think I'll stay with him.
Is he though? Because as he's talking to you, he is slowly and melodically playing a romantic ballad on his on his instrument, just chord by chord.
I passed that charisma.
You don't even notice. You just.
Oh,
even if you pass the save, you still subtly influenced by it.
Him playing this lovely ballad is well within Creek's right and well within his
It's kind of pleasant. All right. And okay, so for those in the audience who are not getting what the hell is going on with Zero again? So back in the Death House in episode 12, there was a ritual to revive Vecna that was ongoing. They've made a sacrifice to revive Vecna, and that sacrifice was made with a special dagger that had a piece of the rod on its pommel, and they found a piece of the rod, but they also found that the person that was sacrificed, the woman that was on the table, had this locket on her chest, and this locket was calling to the party and talking to the party as they approached. For those that replied in a certain way to the questions of the Evening Glory, who was talking to them mentally, the Evening Glory draw them to take the necklace and take the locket, and Zero did. And then the Evening Glory convinced Zero to merge its vestige with his phylactery in order to give everything he wants. And there's an item, and the item grants Zero. Well, the item's now fused to Zero phylactery, so the effect is permanent on him. And it gives him what's called an aura of obsession. The locket radiates an alluring charm in a 30-foot radius. Creatures within range must succeed on a DC 20 charisma saving throw, or they become irresistibly drawn to the locket, or in this case to Zero. On a failure, the creature is charmed and compelled to persuade the wearer to relinquish the locket, repeating the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. But since there's no locket, there's nothing to relinquish, so they're just supernaturally attracted to Zero for reasons that they don't understand. If a creature succeeds in this save, they become immune to the locket's allure for the next 24 hours. Now, Zero has been, even when the creatures pass this, because this is a power coming from a deity, even when the creatures passes, they still slightly nicer with Zero than they would be. They are they have a predisposition to be extra nice with Zero, and every time that he's around, and the behaviors around him seem to be getting more and more distorted. And now even Dr. Azov and Necrolumpa seem to be affected by that. They seem to be enjoying, and so is Midge. Everybody seems to find Zero particularly special, and they want to spend time with him. Even Creek.
So, what were we deciding? Zero will come with us to the laboratory?
I think I'll stay with Creek, guys. Creek and Midge, I think, are probably the best bet here.
Very well. I will agree that Zero and Creek may return with me to my laboratory, and Necrolupa and Midge can go and do something somewhere else.
And the Necrolumpa says telepathically in your mind,
Great! I'll take care of her! Take them away from here!
Landro, are you coming with us?
Since there is a lot of risk in your endeavor, I suggest I stay here with Volgar, because he seems to know a lot of secrets that I'm interested in learning. Hopefully, this time he'll be more willing to share, since he seems so relaxed.
"Yeah, good luck with that! You're not getting any close to me without getting zapped!"
Yes, zap him good.
And so, Original Zero, Creek, are you heading to Dr. Azov's laboratory? Of course, you think he's Drazov.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if we're under the assumption that he is Drazov, I don't see why we wouldn't.
Well, you wouldn't, so far you wouldn't have a reason, even though you don't, if you think there's something odd with him.
I have no reason not to think it. Yeah.
You have no reason to think he would know where this place is. So you have no, you are all the problem is the assumption that this place is secure, which you were all convinced by Volkar that this place is perfectly secure.
Above the table, I just want to say I don't know what reason like has been presented for anyone else to actually like follow Drazov to his lab, other than he wants you to.
I guess Cyril, why would you want to see Dr. Drazov's lab? There might be some interesting things there, but is there a particular reason why you would like to go? And Creek, are you making a song about his lab?
Creek's internet has cut out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Cyril's going to look to Drazov, I was going to say. So this laboratory you have, tell me, you're a man of creation, you're a man of genius. Tell me, do you have something that can kill celestial seagull? Surely someone of your genius and intellect has something of the sort.
Naturally. I mean, I have things to destroy all kinds of creatures. Celestials, seagulls, everything in between. And all manner of complications in between. I can destroy anything with the things in my lab. I just need you to come with me and I will show you. I will experiment with you, on you. I mean, for you. Yes.
For me, yes. For me is
That's the one that I meant.
That's okay. And Cyril's gonna look to Greek and just go say, I mean, I'll explain the seagull issue on the way to the laboratory, and maybe you guys can help me with the destruction of this celestial seagull. But I mean, let's go as quick as we can.
Also,
go on.
Above the table, I did roll a deception check in case you want to roll against that.
No. Cyril's mind's fully fixated on destroying the celestial seagull. He's not even going to take notice of the fact that you're trying. I'm going to experiment on you. No, sorry, for you.
And lucky you, the player of Creek is not here, so he failed by default. And and with that, while the three of you leave this place, and Necrolumpa stays here with Midge and Volkar and Landro, you head to Drazov, Dr. Azov's laboratory. Dr. Azov, your plan is to take things back to your old lair, from back in the day when you used to have this secret place, this dark dungeon in the castle, and where you used to do all sorts of experiment inside. And well, it turns out you've there's an old laboratory, but you think might be enough to get them distracted while you continue to admire Cyril, and perhaps you get rid of Creek as part of one of the experiments. Who knows?
Yeah.
And
the general plan.
General plan, yeah. You figure out the details as you go along. Well, let me while you are heading there, and the others are remaining on the necro tree, I think it's a good time, since we're waiting for Creek to return, for us to play Who's That Demon Lord? So, if you good luck with that one. That's a deep cut. So, we'll take a 10-15 minutes break, everybody, and we'll be right back.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Have you guys figured out who is this demon lord?
That looks like a beholder.
We're gonna go with Empedocles, the Greek hero of tentacles?
Hmm.
Would-
That's not a bad guess. Any other guesses?
Spear Axe?
All right. Okay, so it is Dagoon.
Ooh.
Dagoon's a deep cut, an elder demon lord. Dagoon is a demon that there was a primordial demon, an Oberith as they're called. He's the lord of the darkened depths, and the lord of the shadow sea. So yeah, deep cut, guys, deep cut. I have to say. He is the one who claimed the abyss in Demogorgon's absence. He's the one who, well, when Demogorgon was there, then that's a different thing. And yeah, fun times. So now that we gave our audience a little lore about Dagoon, let's head back to see the one crib that we haven't seen yet, Mr. Drazov, Dr. Azov. Let's head to Dr. Azov's crib. Let's let him show us a little bit about this old laboratory of his. Where is it? There you go. So here we are. As you guys enter this room, in this dungeon, it's actually you are actually the top floor of a castle, and the roof is open, and it's drizzling a little bit inside. Dr. Azov, I gotta say, you haven't been here for years, and the last time you left, you're pretty sure you closed the roof, and now the roof's open. The rain's coming in inside. Also, all your mass is in a different position than the last time you checked. So, what the hell is going on here? Is there someone else that invaded your laboratory or something? Anyway, you don't see anyone around, and your brain's still on top of the table inside that jar. There's a bunch, as you guys can see. This is very clearly the laboratory of a scriber. Look at that desk. Dr. Azov, could you please explain to us? Can you give us a tour, actually? Can you give us a tour of this laboratory?
Is this like a tour that I'm giving to Creek and Cyril? Or,
Yes, yes. Give us a tour to Creek and Cyril, right. and we will learn from your tour about all the things you put it here.
I'm terribly sorry. The help in this place is not always so good. It seems they have left the roof open. I always tell them not to do that. They're just going to ruin all the equipment. Have to replace everything. It is just the worst.
Is this
all of my notes, they will have been. The ink will run. A disaster, a complete disaster. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Cyril. I did not want you to see my laboratory in such a state of terrible disrepair. This is very embarrassing for me. You must understand. Please do not judge me too harshly.
It's okay. I know myself. It's quite difficult to get good help these days, and I mean with such a lab of the vast size that this one is, yeah, I'm sure it's not easy to maintain.
Hey, Cyril, come try this brain out. This thing looks so cool.
Very nice. And Cyril's just gonna poke the brain and go, slimy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you may do as you wish with the brain. Just try not to destroy it too completely. I still have a few things I would like to extract from it. Assuming that the rain has not already washed them away. Really must get
Useless
on the
brain.
help.
This memory washing technique seems effective. And Creek will go down to follow Dr. Azov.
He walks down and somewhere around here finds the mechanism to close the roof.
Yeah, that is that a sink? Yes,
I
look
think
at you.
that's a sink, so
That's-
that's probably not where it's at.
Can
Maybe
you
it's over here.
can you explain this to us? So you have can you explain a little bit of these experiments? What is this here? And what is this? And what are you doing here? And what is this? And what is that? And what is that?
Wait, is that electricity with water?
It is electricity. It seems that thing is
All right.
zapping.
I see you have
So he comes
the
over.
There's a torture
man
bed here.
5000.
He comes over. He comes over to this table down here, and he explains. All right, so these are some cultures, some things that well, let's just say you would not want to put your finger into these dishes or onto these plates. They will eat you.
Ah,
They would
so
eat
you,
all of you. They would eat you alive.
do you use a fork instead?
No. No.
Is this a contraption that will kill the celestial seagull? I throw this to him, wait for him to eat it as all seagulls do, and watch him be eaten from the inside. It's genius.
It has potential, but it is still under development. I would not recommend getting too hasty, as these things have a tendency to backfire.
Hey, Dr. Azov. Hey, can I try this thing out? As I point at the bed.
Yes, you are very welcome to just hop on and we will get you strapped in.
I'll pull the crank.
Maybe I might get taller.
Yes, you just might.
Oh boy.
I'm waiting for.
How about this?
And
Are you getting
pull it
on the
arm
table?
strike.
I've heard this before. It's called spinal realignment surgery. It's how those liches get really tall.
Yes, it is just like that.
all right. Who is
Be rolling deception check.
who is turning the contraption, please? Who is turning the lever? Please roll a strength check for me.
Strength check, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be an 18.
Yes, you snap Crick's spine in two.
And Syrup's gonna pick up both
I
cards
feel-
and say,
I feel
"You
so
said it would
bruised.
make you taller, not make you shorter. This is no good to us."
My feet are all the way down there. And then should I look to see if I can see myself at half?
Yes, you can put yourself, half of you, the top half of you can look down and see your legs, and miraculously they still move even when you are not connected to them.
See? Look, I got taller. Wait, how are my legs moving?
We now have Creek side A and side B again.
Oh boy, now they're screwing me.
Dr. Azov grabs one of the ankles and hoists up the legs. Yes, I think I will just be putting this somewhere for later study.
Wait, are you taking my ankles? Could my ankles do a dex
I
save?
think he's taking the whole legs.
Can I like push off and do a dex save and try to run away with just my ankles with my bottom half?
Sure. Roll an acrobatics, and Dr. Azov, you roll an athletics or an acrobatics to try and grapple Crick's running legs.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Oh, wow.
These bad boys.
Wow. Crick's legs start to run around, and as you try to get in, and as his only his torso is sitting on the table right now, and the legs just running around the laboratory.
I'm gonna use my momentum status to freeze the legs in place.
You just hear people like, "Come on, round them up now!"
Oh boy! And while you guys are running that chasing the lag, which I should say it makes me think of
Yeah, Creek's exactly playing that right now.
as the lags are just running around and you're chasing the lags and oh no he went left, oh no he went right, and it's well, you get the point. As that silly pursue unfolds inside this laboratory. Eventually you guys catch the legs and you snap back in place with the help of some wraps, I guess. It's not perfect, Creek, but you would do for now. I guess it's quite literally a workaround.
For the record, Dr. Azov does not help with the reassembly. He just kind of sits back and watches while Cyril assists.
Oh yeah, a wrap would actually not put them back. Do you, by any chance, you have a sovereign glue in here, Dr. Azov?
Oh,
I see you have so many things in your stock here. Look how many scrolls. Wow, you really have all sorts of scrolls.
Who is asking this? Like, is this above the table or is this?
It's above the table.
I mean, he probably does, but he's not going to volunteer that information.
Of course. Well, and now that he's cut in half, I guess we can assume, Creek, your speed is also cut in half. Cyril, do you or Creek have any idea of how you can put the two pieces of Creek together?
I do an intelligence check to see.
Sure.
Or mending, I don't think works. I don't even think I.
How big is my spine? Is my spine more than 1 foot in any dimension?
Well, you can try and heal him somehow, but it's not gonna just glue together two parts. Why are you rolling an intelligence check?
To see if I'd know how to put them back together.
That would be more like a medicine or arcana or even investigation.
Okay,
I will arcana that.
I'll do an investigation.
Wait, I should know this. Creek's been cut in two by a paladin.
That one. That's.
That was the other. Yeah, well, yeah. You should know, but you don't. Cyril, you look around. You have no idea how to put that together, but you think maybe. Drazov, you are definitely sure that if you use your sovereign glue, it would work. But of course, you're not going to divulge this information. And in Creek, you're running a blank. Your legs are still moving, but now Cyril put the shackles of the table on your legs. They can't go anywhere. Your body's free to move, your torso around. And Dr. Azov, what else would you like to show us about this laboratory? You have some interesting device. What is this? What is this thing here in the middle that keeps making that electricity sound? What is this?
Oh yeah. This over here. You given the rain, you will not want to get too close to this. It is well, it is difficult to explain. Especially to one of such feeble understanding. No, if you get that close, you are likely to be, you're going to get that.
Well, he did warn you, original Cyril, and please roll a dex save as that thing suddenly turns off, and with a lightning that just crashes through the sky, you hear the thunder. And this thing starts to the electricity in this thing starts to go crazy, and in dex save 22 you will take 8 points of lightning damage. You're resistant, right, to lightning?
I am resistant. So...
Very well. So you take 4 points of lightning damage, contributing to your to your not so good health right now.
Has a genius idea actually while Dr. Azel's showing him around the lab.
There's going to proceed away and go. Yeah, you should probably put something around that to prevent people from touching it.
I did warn you, and also I don't usually have people in my lab who are not me or my test subjects. So, and my test subjects are not usually free to roam the lab because they are usually strapped down to those tables, being dissected.
Is that why you're trying to strap down Creek's legs? You're trying to reattach him?
Well, mostly, I just did not want them to be running around and getting zapped unnecessarily.
Okay, I get you.
It was a safety concern, but no one ever listens to old Brando the obtuse. I mean, why would anyone listen to me?
Creek will pipe up and go like, guys, I have a great idea. I'm gonna need like 10 minutes. I can regenerate myself.
Very well.
Razov can still show us around his lab while you do that.
No,
You can
I'm gonna sit here. You can get the private tour. I'm not gonna ruin your date night.
Yes, you stay there, Creek. I will attend to you.
And Cyril's gonna awkwardly pull at the collar of his armor and go, "What do you mean date night?"
And Dr. Azov, I gotta say, if wasn't for the unusual fondness that you have for this Cyril right now, it would just be the perfect opportunity. You have one of them cut in half, and the other one's just waiting for you to give a surprise blow at him, and you could potentially get rid of the two of them. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like it's building up to be the perfect window of opportunity for you to make your move. And you hear from Necrolumpra, you receive a message.
So, once I tried to cut the head off Lich, she discovered, and now I'm fighting her, Volgar. I'm a bit busy right now. Could use a hand.
Incompetence all around. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Cyril, please allow me to continue showing you around. Just please, when I warn you that something is dangerous, try not to just wander into it. It could be very harmful.
I'll do my best from now on. Thank you for the heads up.
Yes.
I've learned my lesson. I have been shocked. I shall not touch without being told to touch.
And you realize how many brains he has, a collection of brains on the shelf right there. There are these massive pillars that go all the way to the roof, to the ceiling. He has this two tubes here, which apparently are to put someone inside, I guess. They're filled with liquid, but there's electricity flying from the top to the bottom. So I mean, you can ask Drazov to explain what the hell that is. There's a bunch of potions here. You wonder what are they for? And he has this strange orrery here. A big book about the multiverse and cosmology or something like that. And yes, it seems Drazov does all sorts of experiments in this place, and he makes a lot of scrolls. Wow, Dr. Azov, I gotta say, you left a huge stock of scrolls here. It's quite a few hours of work. And Cyril, while you are looking around, you suddenly receive a message from Volkar, and it says, actually, Creek, you're the one who receives the message. So, Creek, turns out Necrolumpa is the wrong one. A betrayer. Try to take her down. She just took down Midge! Cookie! Could use a hand!
I'm in my own battle. I'm split in half right now, trying to reconnect myself. Dr. Azolf is with Cyril, giving a tour. We'll take a couple minutes.
So, you thought that there was something wrong before, when you rolled that nat 20, and now you think that, now you are almost certain, and you're very suspicious that this Drazov is not your Drazov.
Well, it's gonna be like 2 minutes before I'm back to like full HP and my spine is...
That is true. That is true. Which gives and Dr. Azov, you realize time is running out. Cyril seems clueless about what's going on so far. You have Creek stuck there trying to connect the two parts of his body. And you know that Necrolumpa is not gonna last long against Volkar. Or she might, who knows. You have no idea what's going on there. So, what would you like to do?
Ooh. So. Oh, that's a. Okay. Yep. So the jig is up, is basically what's going on here.
Well, if it's not, it will be. It's just a matter of time, because you know that they are fighting back in the Necrotree.
Okay. Cyril, you see that large chamber over there?
I do.
Yes. I've got something I would like to show you. I just need you to climb into it for a moment. It is completely harmless, but I think you would appreciate seeing this experiment from the inside. Again, it is completely harmless. And totally safe.
I can hear this, right?
And by the way, guys, we're hearing from our audience that your mics are a bit low. So if you can either speak closer to your mic or increase the volume, appreciate.
Yeah, sorry, I tried turning mine up.
Yeah, so did I.
Not sure what else I can do.
It's the rain, guys. It's the rain. It's raining in the set, and there's thunder and whatnot, and heavy winds. So we'll try and I'm studying what can be done to improve the quality of the sound. It's not forgotten. All right, go ahead, Dr. Azov. Go ahead, Cyril.
Oh, and just for the record, I rolled a 21 deception check. If you want to roll against that.
Yeah, roll insight, Cyril.
Wait, since you're obsessed with him, wouldn't that be like disadvantage advantage?
Oh, probably.
Well, he can. Drazov is Drazov is the kind of person that if he's obsessed with you, and I'm speaking under your character, Drazov. I would guess you would do extra experiments on them.
Yeah. That's the way I'm thinking of this. Is it's more like obsessive stalker kind of obsession. Like the problematic kind of obsession.
The psychotic kind of obsession. The one that he's going to put Cyril in a tube and feed him for the rest of his existence.
Yeah.
All right, so Cyril, roll insight for us.
Insight. That is going to be a 12.
Yeah, it's Drazov is just nothing to be suspicious about here. He's just trying to show you something cool. Perhaps you're gonna be able to kill a seagull with it.
So blaze off. I see that you have two chambers. So surely you get into one and I get into the other. Is that how this works?
Yes, but not exactly. You see, you will get into one chamber, and I will put a seagull into the other chamber. I have several seagulls in another room. I will gather one, put it into the other chamber, and then you will be infused with the power to destroy seagulls everywhere, anywhere, with a thought.
That does seem too good to be true. But if if anyone can do it, surely it's you, Drizzle. But I don't understand why someone would keep seagulls. That's beyond my intellect. But I mean, you are the
Seagulls,
genius here.
crows, rats, pigeons. I keep a great many kinds of things. Gerbils, hamsters, rats. I have a great many rats. You would not believe the sheer volume of rats that I have in cages. There are so many rats. People. I have a great many people in cages. You would not believe how many people I have in cages.
Okay. Well, I mean, like you said, if it gives me the power to destroy seagulls, what am I to say no? And Cyril is going to move into the test tube.
Very well. You gotta come from the top there and sink yourself into the tube. And as you enter that liquid, that viscous liquid that feels like amniotic fluid but with electricity inside, while inside that liquid you are vulnerable to lightning damage since you have resistance. So lightning damage just becomes normal to you. And you're gonna take a little bit of lightning for every turn you are there. Right now you're gonna take 1d12, so you have 6 points of lightning damage that you just take immediately after you enter. Just feels like a jolt of life, really. Dr. Azov, as you lock the tube on the top, what would you like to do as you lock the lid on the tube? Seems like these guys are really making your life easy. One severed himself in half. The other one willingly went inside a test tube that you can just, lock the lid.
For the power of killing seagulls.
For the power of killing seagulls. So, but now he's imprisoned inside that tube.
He puts his hand on the surface of the tube, on the outside of the tube, and just says, "Oh, sweet, Cyril. Oh, you adorable fool. Yes, you are mine forever now. I will be back shortly. I have other things that sadly I must attend to. But yes, you are going nowhere. Thank you so much."
I have to say, Cyril, if there was breath coming out of Dr. Azov, you think he would have just gone on the glass and doing something like, and then drawing a little heart.
Oh God.
All right.
And then he heads back down to check on.
All right, and it seems Creek has cast a spell on him, and he's regenerating. And Creek, you have no idea what Cyril is doing inside that tube, but I guess that looks like fun.
Hey, Dr. Azov, when I'm feeling back in two, can I join in since there's two tubes? What is that, like a bath?
Yes, it is. It's exactly like a bath. It's spa treatment. You will feel so rejuvenated. You would not even believe how good you feel.
Yeah, I haven't taken a shower in a long time.
Alright, that's 10 on my deception check.
Maybe you want to...
You have he already figured you out. So
Can I do a deception?
yeah, you can do a deception to pretend you don't know that you already know.
Alright.
Should I roll an insight to see if
Yes,
I can do
absolutely.
that?
Roll an insight to know if he knows that. To know if you know that he knows that you don't know.
Every roll is gonna be 28 or higher, so good luck.
Oh, absurd. Okay.
Very well.
No, I do not know that you know that I know that you know that I like kind of a thing.
Very well. It seems that he's keeping the facade, and Dr. Azov, for the time being, he seems clueless about you not being Drazov, and your other counterpart, and Creek. It seems that he's not aware of that you are aware of his deception. So far, he's falling for it.
Well, Dr. Azov, just give me one more minute and I'll be able to join that bath. I appreciate your hospitality so much. You know, I know you probably don't get many strangers, and I know you said it was a mess, but man, you really know how to be such a good host here. You should decorate this place too. Like, those cobwebs could definitely chic out. I know a great Lich who's good at decorating stuff.
Yes, I appreciate that. I will be sure to have the cobwebs tended to. Now, just how soon do you think before you are ready for your treatment?
Oh, I said, how much time has passed since the roleplay between Cyril and Drazov when I casted Regeneration ago?
Well, let's call it a minute.
Yeah, so
you
I'd
couldn't
still
have been
just
more
need
than
one
that.
more minute, and I'd probably be healed back to full, and then my spine would be reconnected because it takes 2 minutes.
How much of that would Dr. Azov be aware of?
About the
time-wise-
he just
time-wise?
told you.
Yeah, I just need about 1 more minute, and I'll be good. I can start to feel.
Oh, okay.
My spine
He
becoming
said
warm
that in
again.
character, so you're very much
Oh,
aware
okay.
that you have a window of 1 minute to deal with him.
Yes. I think it is better if we just get you into the bath before you are. Just it will accelerate the healing process if we just give you a good yoink. And as he says that, he grabs one of he's gonna try to grab one of Creek's ankles, or like grab him by an ankle and just yoink as hard as he can. Try to dislodge that spine all over again.
Did you strap my legs down?
Yes,
Wait,
they are
did he?
strapped. Yes, they are strapped on the table.
You're yanking on my strapped legs. Oh, like, Dr. Azov, you know you strapped those, right? As I'm like holding on to my spine and everything as it heals. I'm not gonna go far. And I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
I suppose that is a problem. Yes. Here, I will just undo your straps, and then we will get you going straight to the bat.
Can I persuade to be like, oh, I'm so achy and weak. Can you carry me there? Oh man, it's like I.
That sounded like Midge for a second.
Yes, I will carry you there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So Dr. Hazel is going to carry you.
I'm not lying with you. I'm persuading you.
Very well. And yes, Dr. Hazel, it seems that he's being very truthful about wanting you to carry him towards the tube. You get inspiration for that insight. You suspect, however, he has what you suspect he's being awfully nice towards you. I mean, you would understand him being awfully nice towards Cyril, because, well, look at Cyril. But awfully nice towards you, that seems a bit too much. So that puts a little seed of doubt in your mind.
Alright. So he's gonna drag him over this way, dragging him around to get to the
Okay.
thing.
We
And he's dragging him by the legs, by the way. So your head is bouncing
Upside
off
down.
every crack in the tile.
well, this isn't the roughest way I've been treated, but it'll do.
Jesus Christ.
He's dragging you to the tube. All right. Dr. Azov, how are you going to put him there on top of the tube?
How long does this take for him to drag me?
Well, what is your? Let me see. What is Doctor's Razor's strength? It doesn't take much. You're not that heavy, actually.
And you got
You are 20 pounds. Everything you have on you is 20 pounds of gear. It's 20 pounds of gear plus however much weight you have, 58. So 78 pounds altogether. So it's not that much at all. You can drag that. And he drags you, and I'm gonna say there's about 30 seconds left until the regeneration is complete, but the fact that he's yanking on your legs is not really helping that to speed up that process.
So Cyril's going to cast Whisper, and he's going to point to Creek and say, "Why is he bringing you over here? He said to me he was bringing a seagull."
And Cyril, while you were staying there for all those turns, you take another 27 points of lightning damage.
I'll look at Dr. Azov and saying, "You know I'm not a seagull, right?"
Are you not? Oh, sorry. That was my mistake. Anyway, I just need you to get in the tube. It is a wonderful spot treatment. Trust me, you will feel so much better once you are inside the tube.
Wait, did Cyril say anything else to me when he whispered?
Nope.
No.
You're not a seagull.
Well, when you say it like that, I will get in the tube. But you need to get. But I'm not a seagull. Just to let you know that.
Yes, I will make a note of that.
So are you willingly entering the tube, Creek?
I don't have the strength to resist against it. I'm going along with it. Put me in the tube.
Very well.
I'm
And you
still in
sink,
tube.
you sink inside the tube as Dr. Azov managed to put you there, and he locks the top of the lid on the top of the tube. Is a sealed vacuum, just and with that, Dr. Azov, it seems that both your sons. I mean, I gotta say, it couldn't have been easier than this. I mean, this is. I mean,
This is great.
I gotta say, there's no easier trap than the one that the subject willingly walk into. And Creek, immediately you take 1d12 lightning damage. So 2 points of lightning damage because you have vulnerability and resistance. You just take the normal damage.
I'm also regenerating 1 HP every turn as well, since regenerates on a concentration spell.
Very well.
Cyril's gonna cast a message and send it to Drazolf and say, "Hey, you said to me you were putting a seagull in here to destroy, so I'd be able to destroy them all. What's going on?"
Does that arrive in Dr. Azov's mind?
Is that a what?
Does that message also
Yes, it does.
get
It
delivered
does.
to Dr.
Yes.
Azov?
Yes.
Point my finger.
He sends back, "Yes, I'm sorry. My adorable Cyril. That was a bit of a deception. I just could not bear to part with you. So you are now contained here. But do not worry. No harm will come to you. Well, some harm may come to you, but I will try to make it as painless as possible."
And as you realize that now, Cyril, actually, roll an insight, Cyril. Let's see if you put 2 and 2 together. I mean, Creek already knew, but somehow he still walked into the tube.
I need my spine in one.
Well, now your feet. Now you can swim around. Now you regenerated. All right, Cyril. You're pretty sure that you've been tricked now. In order to be a prisoner inside this strange tube of laboratory tube that has electricity running inside this amniotic fluid and give you 1d12 lightning damage every turn. And on that note, lightning cracks into this laboratory and out of the blue, in an unexpected way. Oh, we lost Cyril. He sent a message saying that he ran out of battery. Okay, so as you are in this laboratory, Dr. Azov, and the lightning's cracking, suddenly that device that is in the middle of your laboratory, it activates again, and with the lightning entering the room, hear the sound of the electricity of that device crackling, almost as if every time a lightning bolt hits near your laboratory with the roof up, this device kind of attracts the lightning or captures some of the lightning energy. However, you do notice something. You have a teleportation portal that doesn't look like a teleportation portal, that is right over there. And coming through that teleportation portal, you find yourself in the presence of a curious person.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, there goes Plan C. You do not know what I was gonna do to you.
Now, Drazov, as you arrive in your laboratory, there's people in your laboratory. What the hell is happening here? Dr. Azov, now you know who is making a mess in your laboratory. That guy keeps coming to your laboratory, and he's the one who is making a mess. He's probably the one who opened the roof in the first place. Drazov, as you enter the laboratory to the teleportation portal, you look around and suddenly you see a copy of yourself and Cyril and Creek inside your experiment tubes. What the hell are they doing there? Oh, guys, and one more thing. Every time a lightning bolt hits the device and it captures the lightning, it gives an extra lightning damage on the two of you. So both of you take 8 points of lightning damage from that lightning as you standing inside that liquid. And Drazov and Dr. Azov, you look at each other with strangeness, but it doesn't take you long to put two and two together and realize that you both remember coming here, you both remember bringing Cyril and Creek here, and you both think that your memories are entangled, and now you are both remembering the two things together. Strangely enough, it's almost as if you guys are using the same brain, and just like as if you were two characters belonging to the same player, and your memories are entangled, your intentions are entangled, and both of you seemed to be preparing for a combat. How do you want to play this elf, Drazov? Good luck role-playing against yourself. I'm gonna even mute myself here.
Well, I guess the important question is who goes first? Should I roll initiative on each character or something?
If you want to jump straight into combat, but role-playing is a free action.
Alright, well then I'll start with the, before we get into combat, I'll start the RP as, can I like move each character freely until we start combat?
Yes, and you should have one character sheet for Dr. Azov, the original, and one for Drazov.
Yep,
I don't know.
Got them both open.
All right, great.
All right, so Drazov is gonna step off the platform here and look over and go, what is you know, They kept telling me, and I just did not believe it. Imposters. You are an imposter, and you are in my lab. How did you get to my lab? It is offensive to me. Get out of my lab, go back to where you came from, and stop pretending to be me, and maybe, just maybe, if you are very, very lucky, I will not hunt you down and destroy you. That is my final offer.
Roll intimidation against yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, that's a 22, and what do I roll against that?
Insight.
Other side? Insight?
Insight or intimidation if you want to, come at me, bro.
Okay. Dr. Azolf is not going to be intimidated.
I gotta say, no one has a better insight on yourself than yourself. And that net 20 just tells a story by itself.
Yeah.
You know he's full of shit.
Dr. Azolf says, "Oh, you make me laugh. You ridiculous fool. Imposter. You speak of imposters as you pretend to be me. You prance about and pretend to be me. You could never even hope to equate to an ounce of what I am. Now, I give you no opportunity to leave. You will be destroyed here, right here and now. I give you no quarter. I give you no chance for escape. You die now. Goodbye." And with that, I think we need to roll initiative.
Yes, everybody, you can click on your tokens and roll initiative. And well, for Cyril, that means it's a countdown almost, more than an initiative.
How many more turns until I've regenerated fully, or am I regenerated?
You are fully regenerated, meaning your spine is back together, but you are taking lightning damage every turn. So, yes, absolutely got to roll initiative, because now you're gonna every turn you take lightning damage at initiative 20.
Okay, so the initiative rolls for Drazolf and Dr. Azolf seems to have gotten a little bit mixed up.
Okay.
Or at least Dr. Azolf's is not showing up on the turn order. He's an 18.
Okay, let me add him. He's an 18, you said?
Yeah.
And Drazov is an 8?
In the rolls, yep. Yeah, but they didn't show, Dr. Azolf's didn't show up in the turn order.
That's all right. And let me add Cyril, original Cyril, to this. Quite the initiative. All right. As he starts to realize what's going on, now that is right in your noses, right in front of your noses, you see two Drazovs, and you've been tricked into an experiment. You've been too gullible. You believe Drazov, and original Cyril takes 1d12 points, 11 points of lightning damage. He has right now 37 points left. It's just a matter of time for his body to be dissolved in that liquid, and then whatever the hell you do with the remains of Cyril's body as he's in that liquid. All right, and with that, there can only be one creek. You take at the start of your turn 4 points of lightning damage. You regenerate by 1. And
I'm gonna have that for an hour. That's great.
very well. It's probably a good thing, because if you drop to 0, that regeneration will bring you back. All right, what would you like to do?
I am more curious to see one of the Drazolfs go. Drazolf, not the original. Do you want to switch initiative with me, or do you want me to go?
If you have something planned that you think would be fun, I'm happy to watch that play out. If not, then I would certainly appreciate the opportunity to go before Dr. Azov, because that guy's kind of nuked me.
I got an idea then. Actually, I'll let you go for it. I think he doesn't think I can't escape right now, so you're gonna get it.
Okay. So, does that make it Drazov's turn?
Yes. What is Drazov doing?
Give me 1 second, because I need to check what's still
That's like
on
playing
cooldown
chess against
from-
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a gnarly freaking chess game, let me tell you.
Come on, you guys just gotta sing 2 songs. There you go.
Okay. Wait, do I still have Subtle Spell?
Well, Dr. Azov, the silver lining is you found the guide your boss told you to look for. And you might even destroy 2 other liches, get their stuff, and the stuff from this guy, come back to the Whisper one, and maybe he'll even let you read more than 1 page of the Book of Vile Darkness.
Yeah, but this Drazov doesn't know that.
This Drazov doesn't know that, but Dr. Azov, I was talking from Dr. Azov's perspective.
Oh, right. But the Drazov that is going right now is...
Oh yeah, he's clueless about the deal with Vecna and what Vecna told Dr. Azov to do. I was talking more of the perspective of Dr. Azov.
And if my character sheet is to be believed, I think I have enough sorcery points to subtle spell 1 spell. So I'm gonna cast Banishment at 7th level.
Very well.
So he's just gonna look at Dr. Azov and attempt to send him elsewhere.
So you don't have to upcast Banishment because you just upcast to add creatures to the Banishment spell. So at 7th level,
okay,
you could
then...
banish 4 creatures. So don't you don't have to save yourself a 7th level slot. Yeah. All right. So Dr. Azov has to do a DC 21 Charisma saving throw. Good luck to him.
Oh, right. I gotta roll that. Play 2 characters at once thing. Oh, hey!
There you go.
You failed.
You've banished yourself. Very well. Drazov, for 1 minute, you took Dr. Azov out of commission, and you've banished him. So, what else would you like to do in your turn?
Alright, so, let me just double check the movement. Alright. Yeah, so he's gonna head over to about here. I think that's about 30 feet.
Yeah.
And his manifest mind, his bonus action would have come through here, and his manifest mind is going to also move 30 feet to.
Okay. Let me go get your.
Right.
Let me go get your manifest mind.
Yeah, it should be about right here. And if I remember correctly, his familiar was sent back to the abyssal plane by a fireball.
That is correct. And all right, here's your manifest mind. There you go.
Okie dokie, and I think that's about it for his turn.
Very well. And, well, it's Dr. Azov's turn. Now, Dr. Azov knows what a banishment is, and unlucky you, he has plane shift. And unlike you, he knows the teleportation circle in his own layer, your own layer. So he can just, with one action, he can just return back here. What would Dr. Azov what would Dr. Azov do? Why is that you guys are not seeing Dr. Azov in the...
I'm seeing.
You seeing the initiative, Dr. Azov?
Yeah, I see them.
Yeah.
Okay, for whatever reason the audience is not seeing, so I'm gonna fix that. All right. So, what is Dr. Azov doing? He still has a bonus action and movement.
Ooh, okay. His bonus action. He's gonna let me double check the distance here. Yeah, right. He's gonna teleport to there by way of Misty Step.
Very well.
And then he's gonna walk up here. And he's going to just say right into the, wherever the ears used to be on Azov's head. I'm going to destroy you in this. I'm going to destroy you now.
And Krieg, you are the only one who can truly empathize with what Drazov is going right now. As you just have been through this in the last session. Very well. I assume that's the end of your turn, Dr. Azov.
Yes, I believe it is.
Very well. And that banishment was unfortunately short-lived because, well, it's you. So you know you were going to do that.
You can't keep a good lich down. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Krieg, what would you like to do? And it's the start of your turn, so 6 points of lightning damage.
No,
5. Already applied.
Yeah, because
because you switch. Oh, yes, that is true. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is like made of glass, right? And steel.
Yes.
Ooh, I got an idea then. And it's a 10-foot. And how tall
It's
is
quite a strong glass, though.
Ah. How tall is the tube, though?
Well, it's up to scale, so it should be 15 feet.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. What's it called? Oh, all right. 15 feet. If I do it right here, this will get both of them. It's strong glass. I will cast 6th level shatter,
Excellent.
and it has disadvantage since it's an inorganic material. So it has
Yeah.
a con 20 save. And then let me look at one other thing.
And as that shatter, yeah, you crack the two glasses and they break. The two tubes break. The whole floor is covered in brine, and you gotta roll a strength save. You and Cyril.
My -4. Let's do this.
Yeah, the both of you are washed out of this, and you come closer to. So let me put to here 30 feet. You come close to here, and now you have disadvantage on a dex save, and 0 as well. As the both of you, actually, let me just give you a random direction here. One for you is the same direction I did, and 0 is slightly to the left, right here. So 0 is stopped by the pillar, but you come to the south. And now you got to do a dex save with disadvantage because that device there is activating with lightning, and that will give you 25 points of lightning damage. You're still covering the brine, so that's just normal damage, 25.
And 13.
On the deck save.
Yes.
Yeah, you still take you take half. Oh yeah, you take half a damage. So that's 12 back to you. There you go. You are at 136.
Perfect. And then I am going to, with my movement speed, I'm gonna go up to here to right between the two Dre's also go like, hey. You know, I actually fought myself too, you know. But we used our instruments. Surely you guys can use your words before you can sling spells at each other. And can I do some persuasion there?
Sure.
Like the diplomat?
Of course.
28.
All right. And then you try to convince both of them. You both Drazos, I guess, can roll persuasion or insight back. Would be persuasion as you try to convince yourself of not doing what he's asking you to do.
Wait, it wouldn't be insight?
For one of the Drazovs, yes. For Dr. Azov, would be more persuasion. As mentally, he's just trying to not get persuaded by.
Okay, then I need to re-roll for Dr. Azov.
Yes.
So,
What is your modifier for persuasion? It's the same. It's plus one.
For persuasion, it's a plus
Yeah.
for
Either way, with Krieg's ridiculous modifier, clearly he's making a good point. Perhaps you guys can sort this out diplomatically. After all, it's like you know what each other are going to do. It's like playing chess against yourself. That's a very evenly match, which leaves things to chance when you have a very evenly match. And well, does Drazov usually leave things to chance?
No, not so much. No, and also, I just like to point out that when the glass shattered, both Drazov and Dr. Azov looked in unison over to that event and said in unison at the same time, "Oh, I've really got to reinforce the glass on those tubes."
And
just as a preemptive before this particular little thing here.
very well. And all that glass, I'm trying to do my best here with the cracking glass. And all that entire set of tubes have been destroyed indeed, and that's a waste. That's very expensive material. You don't find it everywhere. Tube glasses that you can feed people inside. All right, and now I have to say, because the brine is viscous and slippery, this is difficult terrain. I'm gonna put here a little area of brine on the ground. Let me draw here. Let's go this here.
I'll say to the Dre's all something like, "Oh, sorry about that. We'll fix that later."
All right, that area there is difficult terrain, slippery. Every 5 feet you move, you gotta pass a Dex 15, or you fall on your butt.
And what I'll do to further encourage this diplomacy is, as a bonus action, I'm going to inspire Drazov, not Dr. Azov. And says,
I have to say, first roll perception to know the difference, because they look
Right,
exactly alike.
Also, I think you literally just pointed to them in the opposite direction of what you said.
All right, you know that is the one to the north.
Oh, yeah, his fire is a bit different than his. You know, his is made with magnesium, that one's made with copper.
He's the one who likes you the least, so you know that's the true Drazov.
And so Cregan will Bardic inspire Drazov. He says, "Come on, guys. I'll tell you this. We use songs when my other half. Well, actually, would I remember that? I remember using songs, and I think this song should help you guys out. And he just starts playing the ditty, the "I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz, and then all of a sudden, you just hear from Creek. He just says, "Well, open up your minds and see like me. Open up your hearts and come on, sing with me. Look into your lab and you'll find scrolls, brains, and everything else. Listen to the song of my inspiration. We can dance and we can sing. We're just the left-hand whores, and it's our right for love, love, love." And then you just get Bardic inspired. So now
The audience really liked it.
and you just got Creek playing this song right in front of you as he ends his turn.
Very well. And on that note, Cyril is in bad shape, so he's going to spend his horrible speed to get up with the assistance of the and try and get out of the brine. He's going to move. This is difficult terrain, so he can only move 10. And does he have a misty thing? Yes, he does. All right. So he missed his step 30 feet out of the brine because he moves faster by misty step by his speed. Anyway, he stands there as let's see if he can distinguish which one is which. As he feels slightly betrayed by the fact that there were no seagulls. And let's see if he passes his perception check. Excellent. Cyril knows who is the real Drazov. And now he has an action, so I guess he can attack the other one. Which goes against the diplomacy, but he was not really involved in that conversation. So... Alright, so let's see what he's going to do. He is going to... Does he have something fun here? Yes. He is going to cast Disintegrate on... Does he have Subtle Spell? I'm gonna take advantage that he's not here. I'm gonna spend all his meta magic. There you go. He's spending his subtle spell. His subtle spell. And with that, he's gonna spend one sorcery point subtle spell, and he's going to cast Disintegrate on Drazov. On the real one, on Dr. Azov. And let me put here a little ray of death all the way from him to Drazov. And you gotta do, Dr. Azov, you gotta do a DC 19 dex save. And I can already tell you that, as he always does, he's going to use his reaction to cast Chrono Shift. Is it Converge Future? Is that the thing that he does?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yes. So he will ignore your dice roll and make it one less than the number you need. He used this, so he can only use again once he finishes the long rest. So he's going to use Converge Future. So you take 82 points of force damage as you fail that save.
I'm seeing 8 points of temporary health on this character sheet, which I think is because of when.
Oh, yeah.
Sheet.
You don't have temp help on this character. No.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I think it's because of Midge, of the effect of Midge in the last time. So yeah, 82 points of force damage.
82.
82.
Oh,
So-
okay, down to 60.
And Cyril says, and I'm gonna do my best, Cyril. Don't ever promise seagulls and don't deliver. And I guess
Dr. Azolf, as this happens. No, you misunderstand, my darling. I would have given you all of the seagulls. You just need to wait a bit. I promise, I never fail to deliver.
And you can roll persuasion or deception, but I think it's more deception now.
Yeah, it's definitely deception. And it's a bad roll.
Well, let's see if he rolls a nat one and believes you. No, he doesn't. He sees right through your bullshit now. He's very pissed off that you promised he would kill seagulls and you didn't deliver. And I mean, if you don't deliver, he's going to have to kiss someone else's cloaca and make a public apology to a seagull celestial. So clearly, he needs the power you promise of destroying seagulls with one thought. That was mean of you, Dr. Azov. There can only be one creek. What would you like to do now that you see that Dr. Azov just took a ridiculous amount of damage from Cyril's disintegrate spell?
Oh, hold on.
You've noticed that the fire is starting to consume more and more of his head, as if it was burning through a candle. Yes, you know how much health you Dr. Azov has left because the fire just starts to consume from top to bottom.
Well, I heal I heal 1 HP because of the regeneration. That's nice.
Very well.
And then Creek, as a bonus action, he's gonna do the unsettling words on Dr. Azov the original.
Okay.
Switch it back. And he's gonna use the actor feat to mimic his voice perfectly.
Excellent.
And you just hear from Creek, Dr. Azov says, well, you may not leave things. You have so many unknown variables for someone who's as meticulous as you. You're quite the smart guy. But I wish I was better with my words. So, I am a failure. That is the words you will believe in. And let me roll a d12, as you hear that in your own voice from Creek. For the next saving throw you roll, you subtract 11 from.
Very well.
And I look at Drazolf and Dr. Azov says, well, gentlemen, just like how I will leave this to each other, since you two know each other the most. And he will attempt to, like, leave through this. How many dex saves would I have to do to get out of this?
One per every 5 feet, so one per tile.
So, okay.
And it's difficult terrain, so you can only walk 3 tiles.
Alright, so I walked 3 tiles, let me do the first one. What's the DC?
15.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
You take Dr. Azov, are you giving an opportunity attack on Creek?
Oh, most definitely.
Well, Creek, it's important that you pass that check because otherwise the opportunity attack will have advantage, as you're gonna be with your butt on the ground.
The first one passed.
All right. Second one, you still near. The second one, you still near him.
Alright. 16 passes.
Okay.
Do I make another
Next.
attack of opportunity?
No, it's just one. It's just when he leaves your
right.
vicinity. Yeah. And next one.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm not falling on my butt.
Excellent. You hold yourself on the table and you've managed to not fall. Man, that thing shines. What the hell is he doing here? I mean, you've seen arcane experiments before and rituals, and you've done some yourself, but Man, this guy has some interesting stuff here. Look at that glowing liquid on the table that has like electricity and necromantic energy, and wow, you gotta get some lessons with Dr. Azov's crazy experiments. All right. Is that the end of your turn, Krieg?
Wait, well, he tried to hit me as an opportunity attack. I don't see the
Yeah.
attack roll.
Oh yeah. What is the attack? Oh, it's above. What are you doing? You attack with the quarterstaff, Drazov.
Yeah.
All right.
I tried to just roll the whole hit thing, but it rolls. It just shows the whole.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's a +8.
If you click, yes, if you click on the +8 on the attack action, can't you roll that?
Yeah, that's what I did, both times.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll.
Oh, right click and
20
select
+8.
roll. Right click and select roll on the +8,
Okay.
and it will happen what I just did there.
How much spine damage am I taking?
$23 to hit you, Creek. I assume that hits. All right. Roll damage. You might want to right click and roll as well. Same. Are you spending charges?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because you can do
But
the
I
power
did-
strike. When you hit a creature melee attack, you can spend 1 charge to do 1d6 extra damage. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I know, but I think he's gonna reserve that
All right.
spellcaster.
Very well. 9 points of damage on Creek. And now, Dr. Azov, I mean, you have to assess the circumstances here. You're outnumbered 3-1. And there is at least one person in this room. There's already enough trouble for you. With all 3 of them, it would be unwise for you to continue in this fight unless you want to pull some ace up your sleeve.
Legend, I saw
Yeah.
the action.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead with your action.
Oh, I was just gonna dash now that I'm outside the viscous stuff, so now I can
Okay.
just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna hide it underneath this table right here, behind this table.
You gonna hide? All right.
As I watch them fight.
I'm gonna ask you to roll at least 1 DC 15 because your feet are still wet and you can just slide your way into there. So if you're gonna, let's see if you're gonna hide or if you're gonna slide your way behind that table.
And then, oh wait, if I'm sliding, that's how cool I look when I slide. Like the
Like Tom Cruise in the. All right. So on that note, Dr. Azov, you were outnumbered. You just took a significant amount of damage. I mean, the fire is all the way halfway through your head, and you are facing an opponent with equally matched to you. Either you're gonna pull an ace on your sleeve, I mean, you could destroy this entire place if you destabilize that sphere of energy that you have there in that device. I mean, it would create a blast that would probably obliterate every single one of you. Or you could just go to the teleportation platform and get the hell out of here. It is 30 feet away from you, so a single misstep and you would be out of here. What would you like to do?
Do that. I mean, I couldn't do either of those things, but I mean, it kind of feels like admitting defeat, and yeah, I think I'm gonna. Come on, wait, there we go. Gonna misty step to here,
Yeah.
and this brine liquid is conducive to electricity.
Yes, it causes it causes vulnerability, but to lightning damage. But because you're liches, you have resistance, so it's just flat damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes things fun because from here he is going to point his staff at Classic Drazolf Classic. I'm gonna call him. And bolt of lightning flies from his staff, hits, or at least tries to hit. 1 second to spell, see how that plays out. 5th level. There he is. There we go. And I guess I need to make a dex.
All right.
Here, rolling against myself.
Well, one of you has bardic inspiration, which is you, and the other one has my unsettling words. So just know that.
Okay, so the one with bardic inspiration gets advantage on this roll, or gets
Now
plus 2?
gets a d12.
Yeah, you roll a d12. Drazolf gets it, while Dr. Azolf has a minus 11 to his next saving throw.
Okay.
All right.
So I need to. Okay, so that's a 14.
And you keep the inspiration if it doesn't help you until you pass.
Oh. Well, that's awesome. So I still don't pass on this one, but I do have resistance to lightning damage, so I only take half damage.
No, you take 43 because you're standing on the brine.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Oh, fun times.
So Dr. Azov electrocutes Drazov. Full power.
Yeah. And then I think he runs.
Do I have a lightning bolt?
Corner. I think that is his turn.
Oh, I do. All right. Next time you use this one.
Oh, that's
There you go. Next time you can do you can just do this. Zap. Very well. And you take cover over there. Is that the end of your turn? What is Drazov doing?
Drazol is decidedly unhappy with all of his nuts. He's gonna start with Misty Step. Yeah. He's gonna Misty Step it there. And then he is going to. Yeah, he's gonna cast Disintegrate.
Very well.
At 7th level. Yeah. And he's gonna subtle spell that.
Very good. and you release that disintegrate on Dr. Azov. Dr. Azov.
Fail.
That's a -2 with my.
That's a -2 with the -11. Dr. Azov is disintegrated to a crisp. And just like that, you defeated your nemesis. As it seems that you defeated your other self, which to you is it's a validation that you are the true Drazov. Now you know he's gonna come back. However, the good news is there is a pile of items on the ground from Dr. Azov, the original, and he has, I'm gonna put here in the chat, is pretty much a copy of your items except for the rod. So and the scrolls that you have. So
While he's busy, can I have a look at these scrolls over here while he's busy with himself?
Absolutely, he has so many scrolls. You can ask him now. That's probably the good Drazov, I guess. And he can tell you all the scrolls he has in this place. All right, let me show you. Let me show you what he has on him. Well, the clothes have been disintegrated, but these items, you now have 2 of them. I'm putting in character chat. You have the Kirzin Ooze, which is not destroyed. It's a magical item. It's the only thing that remains out of his body.
Actually, that in particular raises an interesting question. Because the Kirzin's Ooze has a particular quality where when you die, it converts your body into a black pudding.
Oh, okay.
So,
oh, yes. I forgot about that.
The question there is, does that only count when, like, if that's in the body of a Lich, does that only count when, like, the phylactery is destroyed, or does that kick in when the body is destroyed?
It's when the body is destroyed. And it converts into a black pudding allied with the Dalkir. Oh, that's so much fun. All right. Oh, okay. Let me get oh, what a fun item. Whoever thought about that, my kudos to you. I had forgotten about that for a second. All right, let me bring that massive black pudding here. There you go.
That's terrifying entity.
And it's allied with the Dalkir, which have no stake on anything here. But it's hungry and it's going to consume whatever it touches. So I guess I was a bit too... Are you fighting this black ooze, or what are you doing?
I mean, I guess that depends on what it does.
What it does, it destroys your laboratory.
Oh, well, then, yeah.
It will dissolve the remaining of the items, the Spine of Arcane Supremacy, the Arcane Grimoire.
Can it destroy magical items?
It can apply, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that has the corrosive form. Yes, it gives a cumulative penalty to items, and eventually they are destroyed.
Okay, then, yeah. As soon as it takes root, so to speak, he's gonna fight it.
So, Creek, as you thought the fight was over, I guess you can click on your initiative again, because it was not.
I want a perception down. I wonder if I see that.
I
have expertise in it, yeah.
So, Drazov, what would you like to do? Let me put the the fun song of fighting Drazov's lair again. Drazov, what would you like to do against the Black Pudding? Good luck.
Well, you've got that lightning effect ready to go, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be casting lightning bolt at 5th level. There we go.
Very well. As you release that lightning bolt, let me put everybody in the frame here. As you release your lightning bolt on this ooze, where is my... Nothing happened to it. Roll an Arcana check. Ah, Drazov, you know better than that. You know that black oozes don't... I mean, you are an expert in ooze. How could you forget black oozes are immune to lightning damage?
These things happen sometimes. I remember one thing from a universe that never existed, and then some other things just fall out of my brain. It happens.
Very well. What else would you like to do?
It's gonna misty step 30 feet away, which I think is about there-ish.
Oh, wait. It nothing happens to it except it splits into two.
Oh gosh.
Wait, it splits into two the same size, or splits into two that are half as large?
Let's call it. Yeah, let's call the same size. Why not? You just multiplied it. Let me see if I can make it. Yeah, I can make it. It's not really medium. I'm going to. Let me make slightly smaller ones. Fun times. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Very well. This black ooze has all the stuff from the other Drazov inside of it, and it starts to consume it, and it engulfs everything in its form, and then it starts to climb on the walls, and it has a... How much speed does it have? Yeah, it climbs all the way over there into the wall, and it's about 20 feet up. Let me get and with that, Creek, what would you like to do?
Creek, seeing the situation, getting his 1 HP from regeneration. He will look at the one climbing up. Like, he thinks of his big old iron on his hip song. Like, draw, partner. And he'll just go, pew! With a firebolt right at the ooze up there. I'm assuming a 28 will hit the one right here.
Yes, it will.
And remind me, do cantrips do anything for the wish stress? Since I know it's only by per level of spell.
No, it's let's just call it at a 0.
Okay.
For the...
So then,
yeah,
that ooze will take 25 points of fire damage.
Very well, and that ooze takes fire damage and is still there, stuck to the wall. It does react though to the fire. You see a bunch of blisters just appearing on the ooze. It's just as if you just boiled the ooze.
I got your back, Drazol. As you just see me use the rest of my movement to go up the stairs.
And it's now the turn of these black ooze over here. It's going to move 20 feet all the way here. It's going to dash actually and get close to you, Drazov, with its action, and just going to try and engulf you with its amorphous body. And its corrosive form engulfs you, and as it does, you take 4 points of acid damage. Resistant to acid, aren't you? Because of the one you have.
I am indeed resistant to acid damage.
All right, so you,
2 points.
yeah, 2 points, and and all the weapons you have and armor, whatever you have, suffers a -1 penalty. If that penalty gets to 5, the things are destroyed. You can consider the penalty on the ones that Dr. Azov has is a -2 right now. All right, and Drazov, what would you like to do?
He's gonna start with Misty Step. No, he's not gonna go the full distance.
Sorry, let me correct that. It's not everything that is magical. It's only the things that are made of metal. Which I'm now realize you have only your dagger that is made of metal. So, the Arcane Grimoire, yeah, those only interferes with metal. So let me correct that.
Okay.
Made of metal or wood. Well, come on. If it destroys wood, it destroys a book. So I'm gonna call it destroys the Arcane Grimoire because, well, it's cellulose. It's the same material.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes. So it destroys it will destroy the grimoire, but will not destroy anything else because the staff is not made of. Yeah, doesn't say what the staff of power is made of.
It's made of fancy magic nonsense.
Yeah, let's just call that. It would be. Usually they do say this staff is made of wood and blah blah blah, and in this one
Wood
they
or iron or something. Yeah.
yeah,
But,
in this one they don't say it, so that's just usually it's wood, but okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call it's made of wood because it wouldn't make sense otherwise. So the Arcane Grimoire and the Staff of Power, the only things that are affected by it. They will be destroyed if the penalty is -5, and it's currently -2. And on you, it's -1 on each one of them now.
Ready?
All right. So you see, Creek, now you're having an experience of how fun it is to... and the original Cyril, who is already tired, is going to rejoin the initiative as well. Let's see. Now you have an experience of how does it feel to kill Drazov. You kill him and a bunch of black oozes appear out of nowhere.
I killed him with words. Drazov committed suicide by killing his clone. Or I don't know how to rule this.
All right.
So, Drazov is gonna go ahead and cast Cone of Cold.
Yeah.
And just blast that whole area there
Very well.
with Cone of Cold.
Very well.
Healing. Whenever the dice settle down. Why are they not? Oh, what is going on? There we go.
Very well.
We're just there's one of the dice sitting on top of the others, and they just jittered for so long.
Very well. And I think they do have a cone here. Do they have a cone?
Is that not showing?
Oh, here it is. There you go.
Yeah.
Whee! Cone of Cold. Very well. And with special effects and everything. So you release that that cone of cold, and nothing happened to the black pudding. Roll an Arcana again. Come on, Drazov, you're an expert on ooze. How could you forget this?
You got my bardic inspiration.
Oh my god. Drazov, they're immune to cold. What are you doing? It's like you have a brain freeze.
Can I use an Arcana check to remember what they're not immune to?
Well, you would expect that they're immune to acid since they are made of that. Cold, lightning, and most likely slashing, given that, well, it's a noose. So, those are, from your Arcana, you think those are safe assumptions. And definitely bad idea to give them lightning damage, as they just split in two when you do so.
Okay.
Don't let, yes, don't let Chewy Blacks know about this. He'll be embarrassed.
And I already used my bonus action, but my move action to move back to here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
And I
Diesel.
think that's it for my turn.
All right, and it's now Cyril's turn. He is going to move 20 feet here to try and get an angle and Misty Step 30 feet. Can he get an angle from here? 30 feet. Wow. This is not right. Because I'm doing wrong. There you go. All right. Does he have a... Yeah, I think he could have gone here. Does he have an... Yeah, he does have a line of sight. That's a large creature. So Sarah is just going to cast Disintegrate on that creature, because why not? At 7th level. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. You cast Disintegrate all the way there on that creature. And then you gotta do a Dex save 19. Can the creature passes? No, it failed and it's completely gone. That is disintegrated to crisp. To nothing. It disappears. And he says, "That's how it's done, folks."
But
And and that's the end of his turn. It's now the turn of the other black pudding, and it's going to climb down and then dash 40 feet towards Drazov. And the Drazov, that's a -3 penalty on the items of Dr. Azov inside. And Creek, what would you like to do?
we'll move a little bit to the right. Again, he'd be like, "Sorry, partner. There can only be one pudding in this place, and it can't be you, honey. Thank you very much. Fireball. Right on the ooze for the 32,
Yeah.
and I deal 16 points of fire damage.
Excellent. And as you do so, another beam of fire comes out and destroys that ooze, who boils its way to oblivion. Just becomes a strange puddle on the ground as it dries up. And
His bony fingers as you see smoke goes, and that's how it's done, folks. As he walks up the stairs.
And just like that, you guys are again out of initiative, because there was a second round to kill Drazov. Wow, that certainly made that fun. And Drazov, turns out that the items, the Staff of Power, well, the Arcane Grimoire and the Staff of Power both have -3 from Dr. Azov. You can add them to your inventory together with the other items I put in character chat. But those two items have a -3 to them, which to the Arcane Grimoire means it's effectively giving you a -1 modifier because it was a Grimoire +2. And for the staff, that means it gives you a +0. Well, lucky you, at least you managed to save those items, and maybe an artificer can help you fix. Yes. So yeah, Creek, now that you're out of initiative, you can slowly regenerate your way all the way back to your full health. And the original Cyril is going to drink. Does he have a potion? He should have a potion somewhere.
Sweet, I'm gonna go look for that scroll to Tarash.
No, he does not. He does not have a potion. So you're gonna look for the scroll of the Tarask. Oh, Drazov wouldn't have a scroll of Tarask. He has spell scrolls of wizard magic, things that he has in his spell book.
Also, the spell scrolls that he does have available on file are probably not readable to anyone other than him, as a count of they're mostly made by his Master Scrivener ability, which are only readable by the creator.
Oh, so yeah. As you open a couple of them, you just think they're gibberish Greek. You do think that perhaps Drazov is going mad in this laboratory, and instead of writing down spell scroll, he's just making squibbles and drawings.
We need to find Drazov friends. Don't worry, we can fix that.
Hero, you look unwell. I've got some concoctions over here that I think may help you out. He grabs a couple of vials off of the nearby table and hands them to you.
Bro, what are the concoctions?
I'm thinking that they are genuinely like potions of healing of some sort, but probably experimental ones. I don't know how you want to handle that roll-wise.
Yeah, let's roll a d4 and see if it's a bad one or a good one. Yeah, that's a bad one. He drinks it and he says, "Ugh, no, I'm good.
Here, or maybe try this other one."
I just need to take a quick short rest."
Can I try one?
And he comes to lay down on the torture bed, which seems quite comfy.
Which one does he give me?
Let's roll a d4. Yep, it's a bad one. That's definitely a bad potion.
Oh man, 2 nat ones in a row.
If you had a stomach, you would vomit now. And you can...
I need to go round 2 on this bed.
Very well. And Drazov, your laboratory is a mess. You would never have brought these guys here. What are they doing here? What is Dr. Azov doing? And he made a mess. Look, there's brine everywhere. It's gonna take you a week to clean this up. Your device, you do know how expensive is a tube of glass like that one to make a new one? That's a big mess here.
This is going to take ages to clear up.
You're wondering why I'm rolling that legend, and I think this is high enough. Volkar is dealing with Necroloompa. We have to go help him.
That is true.
What? What are you talking about?
You and Necroloompa wanted us to split up. You took me to your quite fun lab, I gotta say. That brain up there? Oh, peak condition, I gotta say, Drazov. But moving on.
Yes, keep your hands off of that brain.
Volkar sent me a message saying that he's dealing with Necroloompa and she took off the head of Midge. We have to go save them. After you put us in a nice bath.
That was not me.
What do you mean? That is you. It's exactly you.
No, that was the imposter that we just destroyed. He turned into pudding. You saw that, right?
Ugh. Yeah, I didn't want to eat that stuff.
Yes.
But nevertheless, we gotta go back over to the Necro Tree. We gotta. Necrolump is a dangerous individual.
Alright. Guess I will have to. Guess this will have to wait until later. Cleaning up all of this.
Should we let him rest here, or do you think he can come with us? He looks pretty, beaten up, as I look at Cyril.
I will give him a potion.
Hey, Legend.
Yeah.
While he's resting, I'm not obsessed with him, but could I sleight of hand feel his muscles?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that actually raises another question. Do I need to roll to see if this Drazol is obsessed with him?
Absolutely. DC 20 charisma save.
You still got my bardic inspiration drizzle.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very well.
oh, hey, I passed.
I mean, it looks nice, but not enough for you to be caressing him and stroking his arm.
Don't worry, Cyril. This will make you feel better. This is what one of my buddies did to me back when I was alive. Hold on. 37 on the line. Oh, man.
Yes, and let's see what he. Yeah, he seems to believe you. It seems to believe that. Okay, seems about right.
Oh, Cyril.
All right, Creek, you go on ahead. Cyril, you follow as soon as you are recovered, but do not be touching anything. Do not touch anything in this lab. It is all beyond your comprehension. Do not touch anything. Do not touch.
Are you gonna you let your lab with the rain on? I'm just pointing at the roof being open that drays off.
I will close it on my way out. Not worry. You'll be fine. Cyril will not drown because he is a lich and he cannot drown.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So you guys are heading straight away.
I believe that is the plan.
Okay, and are you leaving Cyril here? He's going with you, right? Would you leave Cyril near your phylactery?
He doesn't know where my phylactery is.
No, he doesn't. But well, he
It's
can.
not like it's in this room or anything.
Hey, I didn't say anything. I'm just saying it's in the vicinity.
Well, it might, not saying is, might hypothetically be somewhere in this compound, but it is not in this room. But yeah, no, the
Pointing to the
desk is not my phylactery.
That would be incredibly easy. All right. Okay, so you leave him there, and you guys can take that teleportation saga to head back to the Necro Tree, as original Zero is taking a rest. And by the time you arrive back at the Necro Tree, what you encounter is, as you would expect, a scene of fight. Let me bring you two up there. And why is your manifest mind not going? Jump gate.
Yeah.
Jump gate. There you go. Thank you. All right. So, as you arrive up there, what you see is the headless body of Midge being consumed by the Necro Tree. As you see the Necro Tree consuming, and you see Volkar close to the ground, and he says, "Oh yes, this tree is, particularly enjoys to consume undead. So, if an undead falls unconscious near it, it's going to grab you. I forgot to tell you. That's the drawback of it. And as you look around, you don't see Necrolumpa, but you do see a puddle of water there on the ground that was not there when you left. And Volkar tells you, hey, so, how did you enjoy your fight? Took you some time to arrive here. Where is Cyril? Has he been defeated as well?
He's taking a rest on the torture bed.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess that he was already in bad shape when he left. So, we have
an insight check on Vokar to see if he seems like he's really Vokar.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And I'll go say hi to Landro. Says, "Oh, Landro, I'm glad you're still in one piece. I was worried Necrolumpa could be quite the powerful lich, but I'm glad you're still in one gem."
Your feelings are acknowledged.
Thank you. So, what's with the wet spot? I don't see any rain in here.
That was Necrolumpa's simulacrum turned into a puddle of ice and snow and melted. I guess it's just a disgusting puddle now. We can just leave it there. It's gonna go away in a moment. Yeah, that's a nasty, nasty lich. Nasty lich. It took the head of Midge in like seconds. I tried to heal Midge, but when I saw she was already on top of me, she's so fast. She was already on top of me. I'd teleport away, she would come after. I barely survived. I guess I got lucky. She spent all the big hitter spells on Midge. I mean, that blade of disaster is ridiculous. That thing just rips through your head like nothing. Oh my god. She hit Midge so hard, Midge didn't even see coming. Midge was still preparing her spell when her head rolled the ground. And then I didn't have time to catch Midge before the necro tree wrapped its roots around her. Now it's a bit too late. If I try to regenerate me, then I'm going to create a problem with the necro tree. I really don't want that. This is an ancient being. For the time being, it's just leaving us alone as long as we don't die around it. So I guess we're gonna see Midge in a few days. I'm gonna keep her stuff with me just in case. Putting in my bag of holding. I'm exhausted. I need some time to rest. But unfortunately, this place is compromised. If Drazov found this place so easily, not this Drazov, I guess, then that means Vecna is next one to arrive. So, we should get the hell out.
Yeah, that Dr. Drazov was quite the cunning and smart one. You'd be jealous. He broke me in half, and then he trapped Cyril and I in a batter of liquid. I'm gonna deceive them because I don't want to tell them that I willingly, chop myself in half. But I'm telling most of the truth. Most of it's true except the part of me getting chopped in half by him, but it's a minor detail. You guys don't need to know that.
Well, I guess you can make a song out of it, Creek. The day you got split in half, and yet here you are, still all pieces together.
Well, I was regenerating when you messaged me. Thankfully, Cyril had bought me enough time when Drazov was dealing with him.
Well, I guess it's a good talking about pieces. We gotta find a new place. You were saying, Drazov.
Well, I was just going to say that if he was so very convincing, then it is hard to blame you for falling for such a cunning a cunning doppelganger.
Yeah, and he'll be back. He'll be back in about a week or so. So, I suggest we find a new place that is secured. I guess we could go back to Sigil.
Well, that's been compromised. You've already been alerted to by the Lady of Pain, and if you go back, then that'll just cause a lot of complications.
Well, you make a good point, but the Lady of Pain doesn't put people back in the maze if they get out of there unless they make another transgression. So, if she thinks I'm the same person she put it in the maze, unless I have another transgression, she wouldn't put me there. She is relatively safe because it's one of the few places in the multiverse where Vecna cannot go inside. However, he can scry on us and everything, but I guess you guys still have those necklaces, right?
I'm always wearing mine, yes.
Excellent.
Yes, of course I am, and no, it seems I find myself with an extra, or whoever I may need.
Excellent! We may need that with all the duplicates of yourselves walking around. So, Sigil?
That, or... And I'll look at Vokar and go like, well, I'm the only creek left. If Sigil's compromised, there's always, my place.
You want us to go to your place?
No. We'll do Sigil first. But my place, there's no one else knows. And it's...
Well, I know about your place. It was not difficult to find, actually.
Actually, you prove a good point there, Vokar. Have you been meddling around with my drinks again in the tavern?
No, not really, but I must say, I mean, who knows your story, who knows where your friends were assassinated, they would know about the tavern.
Reek is now being self-conscious and realizing the security of his location might be compromised.
I mean, it doesn't take a genius to guess where would that Lich make a lair. He loves his friends and whatnot, and yes, it seems that that would be a fair guess.
Look. I may not... Okay, then, we'll do Sigil. I may not be the smartest Lich like all of you, but I can certainly talk like a bachelor.
Well, all right.
Sigil, then.
Okay, to Sigil it is then. And as you all head back to Sigil to try and find a place, probably not the sanctum, although it is empty now. There's probably some more interesting things in there. As you all head back to Sigil, we'll conclude this session here. For those of you who've been following us, if you like the content and you would like to see more in the future, please subscribe to the channel. There is much more content, more campaigns, and more stuff. We're going to release cool stuff this year. And you get a notification or you get some sign of life from the YouTube that telling you that there's cool stuff we're releasing. So thanks for watching, everybody, and see you guys next week.